When we look back to the days Obsidian started its journey, it wasn't as feature-rich as we see today. In the early days, it felt like a niche tool, basically a glorified markdown editor that appealed mostly to coders and extreme productivity nerds who didn't mind a clunky interface. It was a local-first experiment that lived primarily on the desktop. Fast forward to the current timeline, Obsidian has transformed into a sophisticated, visually driven ecosystem. It has moved from being a simple text wrapper to a full-blown second brain that finally conquered the mobile experience while keeping your data strictly in your hands. Today, we're going through the pros, cons, and everything new in this modern version of Obsidian. Starting things off with the biggest shift we've seen recently, the Mobile 2.0 update has fundamentally changed how we interact with our vaults on the go. For a long time, Obsidian on a phone felt like a desktop app squeezed into a small screen, but those days are behind us. We now have native interactive widgets for both iOS and Android. This means you can drop a new note, daily note, or search widget right onto your home or lock screen. It's very helpful because it cuts out the friction of waiting for the app to index. You just tap and start typing. And speaking of speed, the Siri and shortcuts integration has finally matured. We can now capture ideas using just our voice, or trigger complex automated workflows without even opening the Obsidian interface. To make the actual writing experience better, the team rolled out a UI refresh featuring floating navigation and a full screen mode. When you start scrolling through a long research piece, the sidebars and toolbars automatically tuck themselves away, giving you a clean, distraction-free reading environment that feels incredibly modern. Another under-the-hood addition that we've found essential is the new Keychain feature. As the ecosystem has grown, many of us are using heavy AI-integrated plugins that require various API keys. Instead of storing those keys in sketchy plain text files or re-entering them for every plugin, the Keychain provides a secure, centralized core location to manage your secrets. It's a subtle change, but it shows how much they care about the intersection of power and security. Moving over to the core strengths, we have to talk about bases. This was the database killer update that really leveled the playing field with apps like Notion. We now have native support for dynamic table, gallery, and map views. The best part? It works 100% offline. You can organize your notes with properties and flip between a spreadsheet-style view and a visual gallery without ever worrying about a spinning loading icon. It's fast, it's local, and it's built on top of your existing files. Then there's the plugin ecosystem, which has honestly become a bit of a Lego set for the human brain. We're looking at over 2,700 community-made plugins now. Whether you want to turn your vault into a Tasker-style productivity hub or a specialized research lab for academia, there is likely a plugin for it. This modularity is why Obsidian stays relevant. It grows with you rather than forcing you into a specific way of thinking. We also can't ignore the visual side of things with the Canvas and Graph view. The Canvas feature has been a huge hit for spatial thinkers, allowing us to lay out notes and media on an infinite whiteboard. What's really cool is that they've stuck to the JSON Canvas open standard, meaning your visual maps aren't trapped in a proprietary format. And of course, the Graph view remains the most satisfying way to see the constellations of your thoughts as they connect over time. Finally, the sheer speed of the app is still its greatest pro. Because your files live locally on your SSD or phone storage, searching through thousands of notes is nearly instantaneous. When you compare that to the lag you often get in cloud-heavy apps like Evernote or Notion, especially when you have a spotty internet connection, Obsidian feels like it's running in high gear all the time. However, we have to be real about the downsides, because Obsidian definitely isn't for everyone. The learning curve is still quite geeky. Even with the UI improvements, you're eventually going to run into Markdown, YAML front matter, or even a bit of CSS if you want your vault to look a specific way. If you're someone who just wants to open and write without ever thinking about file formats or folder structures, the initial setup might feel a bit overwhelming. Then there's the conversation around syncing. While the app itself is free, the official Obsidian Sync is a paid subscription. Now, you can absolutely go the DIY route using Git, iCloud, or Dropbox, but let's be honest, it can be buggy, especially on mobile. We've seen plenty of reports of sync conflicts or duplicated files when trying to hack together a free solution across different operating systems. If you want it to just work seamlessly, you're likely going to end up paying for that official service. We also need to mention collaboration. Even in 2026, Obsidian is fundamentally a personal tool. It's not a multiplayer app where you can see 5 different cursors dancing around a document in real time. While you can share vaults through sync, it's still designed for a single user or a very small, disciplined team. It's a second brain, not a corporate headquarters. Finally, we've noticed some lingering mobile fragmentation. Despite the Mobile 2.0 polish, some users on specific Android versions are still reporting weird keyboard glitches, like the toolbar disappearing or the cursor jumping unexpectedly when using third-party keyboards. It's much better than it used to be, but those little ghosts in the machine can still pop up and ruin your flow. So, who is this really for at the end of the day? We think it's a perfect match for writers, researchers, and students who need a distraction-free environment where their data is truly theirs. If you're a privacy advocate who wants to be sure your notes will still be readable 50 years from now, there's no better choice than a folder full of markdown files. It's for the tinkerers who enjoy building their own perfect system. On the flip side, you should probably avoid Obsidian if you need to collaborate with a large team in real time, or if you're looking for a zero setup experience. If the phrase editing a config file makes you want to close your laptop, you might be happier with a more rigid, out-of-the-box solution. It's a powerful tool, but like any power tool, it requires a bit of a manual to operate safely. Ultimately, Obsidian still remains the ideal choice for anyone who values longevity and local control over their thoughts. The mobile updates have finally made it a viable on-the-go companion, and the native bases have simplified data management for everyone. If you want to connect your thoughts and visualize them, start using Obsidian right away. Thanks for watching. Like, share, and subscribe to get more software insights like this.